and welcome to part 3 of Get That Clutter Free. So yesterday I couldn't sleep, so I turned to my notebooks and reviewed them and weeded out some that I thought might be able to go. And these are the ones. So this one's full. I'll probably never read it again, even though I loved it. This one, there are a few pages that I will need, but I can take those out. And it's really, really pretty. But it feels a little bit like it belongs in a different time. And also it was a really dark time, so yeah. Then this one is also really pretty, but I got it in a sale. And I think I got it because it looked similar to what I actually wanted, which was this. It's really nice, but I thought for the sake of getting this to a better state, I might let go of this one. It is completely unused. And then this one I really treasure. My friend who gave this to me, the moment that she gave this to me, I really treasure the memory, but I don't love the book as much as my other one, where I don't know what that one is, but I have a similar one. And it might be in Germany. So I could think of letting that one go, and this one is a little bit more difficult the more I think about it. But also, I was gonna do a bit of a budget Christmas. Normally I wouldn't do this, but maybe these could be great Christmas presents. They're completely unused. They look expensive, and they kind of are. At least one of them is. Anyway, they're really good. I could sell them on. I pulled this one by mistake because I was actually trying to reach for this one. But then I thought, do I feel the same about this one? And I kind of loved this to begin with. It's just a little bit dark. I don't know the theme. And I wrote my dreams in there, so I don't know. It's also even called Dusk. It's really cute, which is a fitting title for dreams. But I've never read this. I might start letting go of things like this. I had this to replace another one, and it's cute, but I might not need those dreams. They probably did their job, whatever it is dreams do, if they do convey any messages to us or anything, work through things subconsciously. They probably did the work they needed to do at the time. I'm just trying to be a bit more minimal, if that makes sense, but it's still a bit difficult. But I'll probably hold on to this one. It's still brand new, unused, and so cute. She's standing on a pile of books, which fits really well for a notebook. As you jot down all your thoughts, important thoughts in it. So I'll probably keep this. And then this was obviously the after, which looks a lot better. There's all this space, but not least due to sentimental, I was gonna say clutter. I don't know if it's clutter, because these bring me joy, okay? But I had to ask myself how clean that joy is, because they feel a little bit old. You know that feeling when something feels like it belongs in a different time? They just don't feel current, and I had to realize that their purpose is probably spent or done, fulfilled, I should say. It's probably because, okay, their purpose was to convey information to me or to safeguard it for me. And they have done that for their current period, like not the current period, but their period that was current for whenever I needed that information. And now it's in the past, and they bring me so much joy. But I thank them and for the joy they brought me in that time. I think that's the right thing to do. And again, I'm learning to be more, we call it minimalistic, I'm just more simple about it, and not to hoard onto everything. And with the thanking, so that's part of the KonMari method, as you probably know. When you let something go, you thank the item for the service it has done for you. And I wanted to point out that the thanking is actually not as much about gratitude as everybody seems to think, as it is about finding closure. It provides closure. If we thank the item, we can part with it guilt-free, and that makes it easier to release it, and that makes us feel good, or normal, better than having all these thoughts of, oh, but am I doing the wrong thing? What if? And it's almost like, I wonder if we don't see things like we see people, because things aren't a natural thing that grows on trees. So all we know is really other living beings around us. So we form these attachments, we are emotional about it. So we, as weird as it may sound, and as much as we know it's illogical, and as illogical as it is, we still, I think, have these feelings like guilt or these kind of thoughts where we think we're doing it wrong or we're making the wrong choice or things like that. And we really don't need to feel that way, so thanking them really helps. And especially with something like this, I really do thank them. I treasure them a lot. But it's also not as easy as the other ones for that reason. And that's why I kept them for last. Now, normally I was gonna think that, I mean, I've never done a whole KonMari declutter, so actually, because I always get to that 80% mark and then kind of give up and I feel like I didn't achieve anything, so I try and move on to the next category in the hope that it's easier, and of course that doesn't work, because it's not. But so normally I would keep the sentimental items for last, all of them, but I think I'm ready to make whatever you want to call it, better choices, more informed choices, or more simplistic choices, and really stick to my guns, or what you call it. What was that? And really be honest with myself, not only about the joy they bring, but also about how old they feel and how dated they feel. And so I left them for last of notebooks to try and make my life a little bit easier. And basically what I discovered so far is that there are only a few pages that I will need out of this that are still current, and the rest I can release. And there's a whole backstory to this note, which I'm finally ready to let go. I didn't realize I still had it, but it meant so much to me at the time, but also it's connected to such a feeling of not being accepted in high school in the beginning, and I'm ready to release that. I'm okay now. I don't need that anymore in my life. And so there's a whole bunch of things I can release. I thought I might be able to release this, but turns out that what's in here is actually very current. I still need it, so I toyed with the idea of transferring it to another notebook, but I think that I will hold on to this for notes, and I've already done all the copying of these. Contain my poems, so anyway, I will be needing this in due course, since I'm copying my poems onto the laptop, and I kind of want to attempt to send it out to publishers when it's ready. So this one I'll definitely need, even if it feels a little bit dated. I'll just have to deal with it. And see here, my dear friend gave this to me, which is so fun to remember. Okay, the other ones are just a little bit more difficult. I think this one I'm holding on to. My mom wrote something about Ireland into this book for me, and I appreciate that. It's a lovely memory. I wanted to see if I can reduce this and see if there's any pages I still need, and there's a whole lot of text there that I didn't expect, so I'll have to read a lot, but I'll go through it all, and if there's anything that not worth savoring, as we say, but actually needed, then I will keep it. But if not, then this can also be released. And I hadn't realized I actually bought this in England. It's a cute book, but I can't hold on to everything, so hopefully it will go in this pile when it's done. I know I slimmed this down. I had 3 from my youth, but these are so cute, but also maybe I can... I love these still. These still feel current, but maybe something like this can actually be released. They feel kind of dated, as cute as they are. I don't really know. I need to remember to use them. I don't love these super much. I never loved their style. I kept the 2 favorites of that style, but I don't know. Is it a little bit silly of me to still have these stickers? But maybe I'll use these for my scrapbook or something. I just don't know if I'm ready. It's not as easy as this. And this is just a notepad, and there are some notes that I also need to review, which I'm not looking forward to. But there's a lot of paper I will be able to use. And more diary stuff. I might be able to release that actually. It's not bringing me joy. This, it says diary in German on it, but oh well, it also says it in English. I use it as a prayer book, but I only got to like 3 prayers. And I never finished it, so I feel a bit bad. My mom gave this to me. It was super special. It was like extreme joy at the time. But it's even looking a little bit yellowish. And it's difficult. I might need more time. These ones are also difficult because they're irreplaceable. This is where your friends write things into for you, and this one is a similar one where you have these questions, and then should I be showing personal information? I need to edit this out. Where they have these questions, and then your friends fill it in, and it's like so special and irreplaceable. I thought I would keep this forever, but it also feels dated in a way, so this one is more difficult. I'm not sure what I'll do yet. I have started to copy these into here, and with the intention of letting this go because of how dated it feels. But it's also sort of cool as a poet to have your original work, your original writing still available. And if I ever need to prove like when it was written, then I have the dates right in here. And this is literally from primary school when I started, and I kept using it obviously after. Let me see, I think it was 2001 that 2000 I wrote my first poem. And then, so that one's where logic kind of contradicts your feelings. Maybe I can kind of wait until I have my first poetry book out and then release it or something like that. Because I was ready to release it, and then I started having doubts. And then these ones are a little bit difficult because I collected these little sayings. Actually, this is part 1. These little quotes of just random things by random people that I liked, meaning the quotes. And it's kind of so cool. It's like a collection of thoughts and how you think, and I just really loved it at the time, and now it started feeling dated so much because I would like to keep the quotes, but I don't find myself reading it like ever. And the fact that it feels dated probably contributes to that. And this was the second one when this one was full. And also my grandma gave me these, so that makes it sentimental. This is so cute. But I only started this, and then there's a whole lot of free space, and I never continued. You can still see her writing in here. And the year was given to me. These ones were a bit more difficult, but even if I pared it down from here, then maybe these two, at least it's a little bit slimmed down. Oh, this was an address book, which when I was new to England, which still brings me joy. I would want to keep it, but the addresses are just not sorted. I loved the book, didn't know what to use it for, and decided to use it for a new address book. And obviously there are no tabs with letters or anything, so it's like really just random, and I had to go through the whole book to find what I needed. Mostly I would kind of have an idea. I don't know how that actually worked. Either I must have known what was where, or I just had to go, or I never needed them. So it's cute. I've already ripped a lot of pages out, and it still kind of pains me that I made the wrong choice at the time to try and be minimal and rip the pages out and this and that. But I think it's time to move on, as much as, I don't know, it just isn't useful. I want it to work, but I don't see how it would work with it being so impractical, and then a lot of the addresses are probably outdated, and sorry, I can't show that. And I don't know how that would support me in my current life. You know, maybe it could, the addresses that are still correct. But so far so good. This video is 15 minutes. Hopefully I'll get a chance to show you the after, but you know. Anyway, I mean, the joy factor is telling me to keep this, so I want it to work. I'm just not sure how it can. Or I don't know how few pages are left that are blank that I could use for something different. I don't know if I will find a way. But anyway, it's a good start, better than I had anticipated altogether considering these. And then this is what's left. It's still a lot, but for somebody who loves writing in notebooks, I think it's okay. Don't know if that's exactly minimalistic, but and oh, where's the tiny one? Where's the other one that I showed you in the other video? Oh, it's then in that in the box. I think I'll release that one as well. It's really cute though, but I hadn't really used it. And if I give these as gifts, I shouldn't probably give it away before Christmas, but as two people who know each other, who are part of the same family, then it's kind of nice to give them both a similar thing, so they both kind of can feel happy that none of them missed out, if that makes any sense. Even though the books are different, but I think I have an idea whom I would give which one. Hope they don't argue. And yeah, this is how it's looking like. Oh, one more thought was, I thought I need to actually use them. I have this thing, I've always been perfectionistic about notebooks because I love beautiful notebooks, so I wanted the writing inside to be as perfect as the notebooks, and then when they do not turn out that way, I get disappointed, and I don't want to like the writing less than the book. I don't want to keep it for the sake of keeping the book and then not love the writing like with this one. So that's how I ended up rarely writing into them, which doesn't fulfill the purpose of notebooks. But I've started to get better. It's not like it's bad, it's just like, I'm sure I'd be happy if I felt more of a sense of relief possibly, or less of a pressure to be perfect. And maybe it might help me to plan out exactly what purpose, like which purpose to use for each. But I'm really looking forward to utilizing this. This one and this are already in use, so I'm really looking forward to this. This one has a designated purpose because it's for baking, but I love this one. I'm gonna show you. So beautiful. I wouldn't purchase any leather notebooks anymore, but I did at the time. At least that's my resolve anyway, not to do that. My resolve is to, I've mentioned it in another video at some point, to try and purchase leather goods only used if I need to. So yeah, that's what it's looking like now, but I think I'll need to get better at that, or like more practice, or somehow learn something more about how to let go and simply use a notebook for something, because I also found a lot of times that if I just use it for anything I need in the moment, then I start writing into it, and then the next whatever I don't need it for a while, and then whatever else I have doesn't fit, and then it doesn't have a theme, and then it never gets used, and then it's half used, so it's not really as useful. Like this one is half used, well, not even half, but maybe if I plan it out a little bit, or if I just use it as a notebook. I've been looking to get dot grid notebooks. I've been kind of longing to have one and see how, because I think they work the best, but I have never actually gotten the chance to try one, and I'm looking at all the notebooks I have and I'm thinking I should just use these, like they're lined, so what, you can still make a table if you need one. So right, this video is getting a little bit long, but this is another update, so thanks for watching. Maybe I shouldn't do that much detailed updates because I won't be able to do that all the time, but maybe for the start of the series to give a good idea of like how I make my choices, because that's what was the most difficult to me in the past and what I most appreciated when if people explain that on YouTube, and most of the time they didn't, so I kind of want to be the person who explains it. It's just not always feasible. But I hope this gave you a good idea. I hope you liked the video. I hope you're drawing inspiration from it. Let me know how your decluttering is going, and if you do, I'll know you made it to the end of the video as always. And if the comments are off, unfortunately, they may have to be. You can also join my Facebook group, Leah's Tidying World, and leave your comments over there, and I'd appreciate any likes, subscribes, and shares too, and I'll see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen, notebook lovers. Bye.